Welcome back, and thanks for tuning in for another Halo 5 4 tutorial. I've been busy getting stuff together and tuning some cars here in my garage.
Here in my garage, just bought this,
who the heck are you?
Lamborghini here.
Yeah, you're in the wrong place, buddy.
Here in the Hollywood
You mind
Hills.
getting out of here?
But you know what I
No,
like a lot
you're
more
just
than
gonna keep going and ignore me?
things?
Hey, can somebody get this guy out of here?
Get him out of here! Get out!
Sorry about that. As I was trying to say, I've just been busy getting stuff together so I can show you guys how to weld weapons and power-ups to vehicles. So without further ado, let's go outside and get started. So there are two methods of doing this. The first is limited because it only works with 3 of the vehicles, those being the Mongoose, Phaeton, and Scorpion. I'll show you both just to give you a little bit of
knowledge.
I can't get rid of this guy! Look, I told you, this isn't the Hollywood Hills, and this is your damn garage, so would you please get lost? Sorry about that. As I was saying, the first way is limited, but let's go ahead with the demonstration. So the first thing I'm going to spawn in is my Scout Mongoose. Now as this uses the vehicle welding glitch, I'm going to go into the object properties and change the physics of the Mongoose to phased. Now the next thing I'm going to spawn in is a cable cap. I like using cable caps for starting off vehicle welding because they're small and they can be hidden on any vehicle really well, and that includes the Mongoose. Now I'm going to duplicate that and have it snapped in just for neatness. Then I'm going to select both of them and create a welded group. Now I'm going to put them on the back of the Mongoose, like so. And now I can't weld them together with the Mongoose normally under the object properties, so what you got to do is grab the Mongoose, still holding the caps, and hold up on the D-pad to weld them together. Now we go into the object properties and change the parent object to the Mongoose, and now we're ready to weld a weapon to the front of this thing. I think I'm going to go with a Hydra, so let's spawn in that. Now that we have the Hydra, we're going to change the physics on that to phased as well, and this brings me to the next limitation. Now if the Hydra is too close to the front of the Mongoose, like so, you're going to have a hard time grabbing it because it's going to want you to drive the Mongoose. So the best way to do it would be to have it just a little bit of ways and have a weapon rack created out of some cables or something like that. Now we're going to grab the Mongoose and hold up on the D-pad again to weld them together. Now we go back into the object properties and change the physics to normal. Now as you see, I can grab the Hydra. Now the third limitation here is that if I were to get on this and drive it away like so, eventually that Hydra is going to respawn where I originally placed it, which is where the assault rifle is now. That's going to be a problem if you're driving around because you're going to have a weapon floating way in front of the vehicle, especially if you're on a map that's not flat. So the way to do this is to create a weapon that doesn't respawn, whether it's the Hydra, shotgun, whatever you want to use, so it's a one-time use weapon. So that's method 1, now on to method 2. So as you probably already guessed, method 2 also utilizes vehicle welding. So right now I'm just spawning in a
Lamborghini.
So as with the Mongoose, we go into the object properties and change the physics to phased, and then we spawn in our cable cap. Look, jackass, I don't know what you're not getting, but you need to stop interrupting me and get the hell out of here. So we have that, we duplicate it, magnetize it till it's together, select both of them, and then we create our welded group. Now I like to have it so it's just in the back of the Warthog, so you can still grab it if you need to, but you can have it completely hidden if you want, as long as it's not in the tires or suspension. It won't cause any driving issues. So now still holding that, grab the Warthog, hold up on the D-pad to weld it together, and then go back into the object properties and change the parent to the Warthog. Now the main difference between method 1 and method 2 is that method 2 utilizes the weapon pad, which can be used with any vehicle except for the Mantis. The great thing about having the weapon pad is that now we have all of our power-ups and our detachable turrets, and you can even do the wreck weapon glitch. Having this welded with the vehicle has no interference with that working. Now you don't want to have it too low. I like to have it just below the back so you can't see the top of the weapon pad, but really any lower than that and you're going to have a little bit of an issue grabbing the weapon. So still holding that, we grab the Warthog, hold up on the D-pad to weld it together. And then we can go back into the object properties and change the physics to normal. Now you might have noticed that when I was doing that, I didn't change the timer or the weapon. Well, that doesn't matter because the great thing is we can still go back in and do that. So I'll set this down low just to show you how well it works. As you can see, I'm prompted to pick up the sniper rifle. Drive around a little bit, you'll see the timer come up, and the nice thing is, unlike with the other way, this will respawn with whatever vehicle you use every time, and like I said, it works with all vehicles except for the Mantis. Now, to make this work well, just like with the Mongoose, you're going to want indestructible vehicles in custom games and to have the vehicle set so it doesn't respawn. That's it for method 2, but I still have one last thing to show you. So right here I've got my upgraded Riley Warhawk. Comes with a custom spoiler, exhaust kit, roll cage, underbody light kit, custom headlights, nitrous purge, and it's definitely got a heavy weapon in the back. But that wraps up this video tutorial, guys. If you enjoyed it and can drop a like, I'd really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, be sure to check out my previous vehicle welding video shown here, and subscribe for more Halo 5 content. And as always, thanks for watching. Hey, do you guys hear that? Oh, for the love of God!
Just bought this new Lamborghini. Fun to drive up here in the Hollywood Hills. But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Knowledge. In fact, I'm a lot more proud of these 7 new bookshelves that I had installed to hold 2,000 new books that I bought. It's like the billionaire Warren Buffett says. Lamborghini. The more you learn, the more you earn. The real reason I keep this Lamborghini here is that it's a reminder that dreams are still possible, because it wasn't that long ago that I was in a little town across the country sleeping on a couch in a mobile home with only $47 in my bank account. I didn't have a college degree, I had no opportunities. But you know what? Something happened that changed
Lamborghini
my life.
happened.
Now, I'm gonna tell you the secret that you can buy a Lamborghini too. You wanna know what it is? Drop out of college. Do it! We've been lied to. There is something being perpetrated right underneath the surface of society that everybody's overlooking. It's kind of like